Okay, so I wanted to make a quick video on the plugin I just finished making, and this is just the third version of it, and I'm working on the fourth now, but sort of working as expected. So it's just a filter, and it's sort of started as being based on DV303, but still need to adjust the volume level. I'm going to add probably a gain knob here or a boost knob. There's currently this drive, but I think that it's not enough. It's like plus or minus 24 dB, so I think I'm going to add an additional boost here because there's filters and stuff involved, and I think the extra boost. So there's like the three low pass filters, which all are fairly similar, slightly different. It's like a pole filter built on like a ladder diode. And then there's also the high pass, which is just and then the auto mode here is just to smooth automations. I'm not sure what it really does, if it does a whole lot at this point, because the plugin was a little bit different before with other oversampling options, but I ended up cutting out those other oversampling because it was introducing distortion, which I kept in the earlier two versions that I'm not releasing because they're still, I think, buggy. But for this version, it's like sort of working. And then there's also feedback amplitude, which affects the resonant feedback. I'm sort of experimenting with this year because normally it was just this like feedback function, which wasn't really doing too much unless I would either have to set the value as a constant or make it this variable. And I was like, it would actually be pretty cool if you could control that level, because you would be able to slightly tune it in a bit more. But it's pretty basic. It differs from the other filters that I had made earlier, like just the basic high pass with the resonance, the basic low pass with resonance. So this was my next version of this, was to include also more TB303-esque filter options, but just one type of filter in that. So this was taking just the one filter concept and trying to work it. It's still not super resonant. So like if I were to, I sort of like how it sounds though. Like it's sort of smooth. It's nicely smooth. I think I got the smoothing down a bit now too. Like take fast filter. Here's an example. It's pretty nice low pass filter, but the resonance is so much better. Like the resonance here is so much higher resonance. And this is really only noticeable, in my opinion, in this high pass mode. Like it's not really noticeable too much in the other modes. So it's still not quite where I want it, but it was working in a way that was sort of noticeable. Anyway, it's still basically a filter, just a basic filter, but it comes with the addition of the drive. It also lets you select between the low pass and the high pass, where I guess flat might be more of a bypass, but it still has the drive. Anywho, this is like the same project for all the filters that I'm just testing in. Now, I've always sort of wanted a good filter plugin, because I always sort of wanted like the reverse of this Fruity Fast LP, which is sort of what this is in having a high pass filter. So I finally sort of met my goal there. Anyway, very basic plugin, but it took me all day to get this working somewhat satisfactorily. And I think it's still sort of like, I think I can probably optimize how much processing it's taking up, because they're still a little hungry for CPU resources. I haven't really optimized them at all for that, but I suspect that they can be optimized a lot better. Like, this is something that I'd have to look into more, but look at the processing here. These are all the commercial plugins here, and then when you go to my high pass alpha or filter 3, it's running at around 2%, 3%, and then the high pass alpha like 2%. That's just for basic, but when you look at the Fruity Fast LP, it's like 0. All the native plugins, or not all the native plugins, but the native plugins generally are running at 0%. So they're sort of stable now. But as far as the effect plugins, it's actually the drop kick that is running the highest, which is pretty funny because it's just a transient shaper. So the drop kick is just the sample on the kick, or just the plugin on the kick here. This is what this plugin is doing, and it's taking up 10% CPU, which is just a little surprising. Like, if I compare this with, like, it obviously does more than transient processor. Like, it's obviously doing more than this plugin. But look at the processing difference on it. So transient processor is running at 0%. So it's, I don't know why, but it's taking up a lot more CPU. Or was taking up a lot more CPU. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I guess that's it. That's all.